Law 13. When asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude. If you need to turn to an ally for help, do not bother to remind him of your past assistance and good deeds. He will find a way to ignore you. Instead, uncover something in your request or in your alliance with him that will benefit him and emphasize it out of all proportion. He will respond enthusiastically when he sees something to be gained for himself. A peasant had in his garden an apple tree, which bore no fruit but only served as a shelter for sparrows and grasshoppers. He decided to cut it down. Taking his axe in hand, he made a bold stroke at its roots. The sparrows pleaded with him not to cut down the tree that sheltered them. He paid no attention to their request, but gave the tree a second and a third blow with his axe. When he reached the hollow of the tree, he found a hive full of honey. Having tasted the honeycomb, he threw down his axe, and looking on the tree as sacred, took great care of it. Self-interest is the lever that moves people. The art of asking people for help depends on your ability to understand the person you're dealing with and not to confuse your needs with theirs. Know that even the most powerful person is locked inside the needs of his own, and that if you make no appeal to his self-interest, he merely sees you as desperate or at best a waste of time. What not to do when making your appeal. The first thing, don't bring up the past. Bringing up the past, rather good or bad, will not help your cause. Not only is a man not obliged to feel grateful, gratitude is often a terrible burden that he gladly discards. In 433 BC, the island of Corcyra, later called Corfu, and the Greek city-state of Corinth stood at the brink of conflict. Both cities were trying to win over the Athenians to their side. Whoever could convince Athens to their side were likely to win the war. The stakes were high. Ambassadors were sent from both parties to negotiate with Athens. When the ambassador for Corcyra spoke, he spoke with great honesty and bluntness. He admitted the island never helped Athens before, and in fact even allied itself with Athens' enemies. There were no ties of friendship or gratitude between Corcyra and Athens. The only thing he could offer was an alliance of shared mutual interest. Corcyra had a navy only surpassed in size and strength by Athens' own. Thus, an alliance between the two states would create a formidable navy that would dominate and intimidate Athens' rival, the state of Sparta. That was all Corcyra had to offer. The ambassador for Corinth now spoke. He spoke in a manner that was much more lively and passionate, a sharp contrast to the dry, colourless approach of the Corcyran. Corinth and Athens had a strong relationship in the past. He had talked about all Corinth had done for Athens in the past. He asked how it would look to Athens' other allies if the city put an agreement with a former enemy over one with a present friend, one that had served Athens' interest loyally. He referred to Hellenic law and the need to repay Corinth for all its good deeds. He finally continued to list the many services Corinth had performed for Athens and the importance of showing gratitude to one's friends. The Athenians debated and voted on the issue. The votes ended in an overwhelming victory to ally with the first city, Corcyra over Corinth. Interpretation. Corcyra's ambassador understood the type of people they were talking to. They understood the Athenians were realists. All the rhetoric and emotional appeals in the world could not match a good pragmatic argument, especially one that added to their power. What the Corinthian ambassador didn't realize was that his references to Corinth's previous generosity only irritated the Athenians, subtly asking them to feel guilty and putting them under obligation. The Athenians couldn't care less about past favors. Do not start with the assumption that the people you are appealing to have a selfless interest in helping you. Don't talk as if your needs matter to people. They probably couldn't care less. Don't refer to larger issues or grand emotions such as love and gratitude when simple everyday realities would have much more appeal. When the Dutch began to arrive in Japan in great numbers, Tokugawa, the Japanese emperor, was much relieved he needed Europeans for their know-how in guns and navigation. And here at last were Europeans who cared nothing for spreading religion. The Dutch wanted only to trade. Tokugawa swiftly moved to evict the Portuguese, who were desperately trying to convert the Japanese people to Christianity. From then on, he would only deal with the practical-minded Dutch. Japan and Holland were vastly different cultures, but each shared a timeless and universal concern: self-interest. Every person you deal with is like another culture, an alien land with a past that has nothing to do with yours. Yet you can bypass the differences between you and him by appealing to his self-interest. Reversal. Believe it or not, there are people who are not motivated through cynical self-interests. These are people who thrive on opportunities to display their good heart. They prefer to be able to exercise charity, mercy and justice, which are their ways of feeling superior to you. The only requirement from you is that all of this be done in public. The more public, the better. This is the wine that intoxicates them. You must have wisdom to distinguish the difference among powerful people and figure out what makes them tick. When they ooze greed, do not appeal to their charity. When they want to look charitable and noble, do not appeal to their greed. At each step on your way to acquiring power, you must train yourself to think your way inside the other person's mind, to see their needs and interests, to get rid of the screen of your own feelings that obscure the truth. Master this art and there will be no limits to what you can accomplish.